I'm Kirby Allison, founder of the Hanger Project. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how you can take a $50 pair of shoes that you bought on eBay and make them look brand new. So this segment is something we call our eBay challenge. I was given $50 to go out on eBay and buy a pair of Allen Edmonds. I spent 50 bucks. I think with shipping it was $65. All right, so here you go. You can see the receipt. You know, thank you Hanger Project. We paid $50 for these. In full retail, they'd probably be a $400 pair of shoes. You wrapped them individually. It was nice. Put this box down. It's got a nice thick double sole. You can see it is Goodyear welted. You know, not too much wear on the sole of these, so I wouldn't resole these. And they're in pretty good condition. I mean, you can see some scratching here at the front. I mean, we can easily repair that with the Renovating repair cream. And honestly, I mean, these are in pretty good condition. I mean, there's some scratching, a little bit of scuffing here, but that's not too deep. This other pair, again, has a little bit of light scuffing and scratching on the toe. Nothing too much along the edge. And so I think these shoes, we're actually going to be able to do a lot with these. So let me give you guys just a brief overview of what we're going to do here. Since these shoes are in relatively good condition, I'm not going to use any type of leather cleaning soap to shampoo the leather. But if you received a pair of shoes that really you saw more surface buildup on the leather itself, I'd recommend starting with like a leather cleaning soap to just shampoo and really pull all that off. Instead, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to pull the laces off because I'm throwing those away. Then I'm going to condition the leather using the Saphir Renovateur. This is a mink oil based cleaner and conditioner. It's going to hydrate that leather and really nourish it deeply just to keep it soft and supple. And then what I'm going to do second is use a pigmented cream polish. This is the walnut finish from Allen Edmonds. And so the pigment is going to help even out the finish. It'll help conceal the scuffing and the scratching certainly a little bit. We'll see where that gets us. If I'm still disappointed with the scratching in the front, then what I'm going to do is come and actually fill in those scratches using the Renovating repair cream. And what this is it is a resin and kind of pigment mixture that actually is almost putty-like, and it'll permanently fill in and allow you to kind of build up those scratches so that it's even again with the surface. And then after we do that, I'm going to provide a little bit more protection using the Saphir Pate Deluxe wax polish. That'll give me a little bit more of a shine on the toe and the heel. And then again, those hard waxes are just going to provide nice protection for the leather itself. And then lastly, we're going to relace these using a pair of sovereign grade shoelaces. First, I'm going to pull these shoelaces out. I'm going to remove them first because, again, if you're going to polish your shoes, it's always nice to remove the laces. You don't have to do it. Personally, I don't like to remove my laces whenever I'm doing my polishing just because I find it to be a little bit of a nuisance. We're going to throw these away anyway, so we might as well take them out now. So now that the shoelaces are removed, I'm going to take a cotton chamois and begin applying the Saphir Renovateur. So I'm going to start with the left shoe. And just first, I like to kind of dab it around because you always end up with a little bit more polish on the chamois whenever you dip it in. And then, you know, just in small kind of circular motions, massaging the Renovateur into the leather itself. So be generous. You don't want to use too much because then it begins to gunk. But at that same time, you want to be liberal enough that you're actually providing good nourishment and feeding the leather. So it's completely natural to see the leather darken whenever you begin applying any type of polish, especially a polish as high quality as the Saphir Médaille d'Or. And the reason is because as the polish hydrates that leather, it's going to darken, you know, the same way that paper darkens whenever you drop water on it. So I've applied this first coat of the Saphir Renovateur. I'm going to allow these shoes about 3 to 5 minutes in order for the Renovateur to feed the leather as much as possible. So the next step is to then buff off the polish using the Horsehair brush. This is our large Hanger Project Shoemaker's brush. So just buff it off. You're using brisk side-to-side motions. And the purpose here, as you can already see this begin to shine up, is one, you're removing any excess polish that's built up, and then the friction of the horsehair bristles against the waxes and the polish helps create that kind of soft shine. I mean, just with one coat of polish of Saphir Renovateur, you know, you can see that the leather's darkened a little bit because we've hydrated and really fed that leather. And then with the waxes that the Saphir Renovateur contains, you can see that you're able to develop kind of a nice soft shine. But we still have problems with, again, the discoloration around the scuffing and some of the discoloration like on the back, again, where you've seen the scuffing. And so the only way to fix that is with a pigmented cream polish. The Saphir Pommadier Medal d'Or polish is easily the best cream polish that's out there. It has a higher concentration of pigment in it than standard polish, which is going to do a better job refinishing the shoe. And then the shea butter and kind of other nutrients in this polish, again, is going to continue to feed and nourish that leather. The waxes in the Saphir Pommadier Medal d'Or are going to help us continue to build that protective wax finish that not only makes the shoes look great because of the shine, but also has protective characteristics by just providing a protective layer of waxes for the leather itself. Now, these shoes are a Allen Edmonds walnut finish, which I think is a really nice match for the light brown pigmented Pommadier cream polish. Now, if you're unsure about the color polish, I always recommend testing a little bit of the polish just on a hidden area of the shoe, so that if you're not happy about it, you know, you haven't changed the look anywhere obvious. And then second, if you're really worried about darkening the shoes, you know, go with a slightly lighter color polish because again, that's going to prevent the leather from darkening too much. But let's work on the left shoe first. Again, I've got a little bit of the Medal d'Or Pommadier cream polish on my chamois. I'm going to just dab it around and then start to really kind of massage this into the leather. Now, the first thing that we're working to do here, again, is to even out that finish. The pigment is going to also help conceal any of the scuffing. So again, you're just going to massage this into the leather using circular motions, moderate pressure, and you want to really massage it into the leather. So we've allowed the Saphir Medal d'Or Pommadier cream polish to dry, and now it's time to buff it off. Again, we're going to use the same horsehair brush with brisk brushing motions just to get that extra polish off the shoe. I mean, you can really see why I love the Saphir Medal d'Or polish. I mean, just after one coat of the Pommadier cream polish, a little bit of buffing, we've got a really nice shine being created just with the cream polish. We haven't even used a wax yet. And then you see that the finish has been, you know, evened out a lot. You know, the scratches on the front of the toe have really been pretty well concealed. There's still a little bit of gouging just right here. Saphir has an absolutely fantastic product for fixing those deep scratches. It's the Saphir Renovating Cream. This is the light brown, which is what we're going to use to match the finish of these shoes. And it's essentially resin and pigment. Once this dries, you know, it's not going to rub off. And it's a thick cream, so it allows you to really kind of build and fill this in. So I'm just going to rub this kind of right there on that surface, right? And I'm applying this with my finger. But what that is going to do is kind of fill in that deep gouge so that then whenever I take the cream polish on top of it, it's going to have a much smoother finish. So we've allowed this about 10 minutes to dry, the Renovating Repair Cream that we use to fill up this little gouge right there. And so next what I want to do is just apply a little bit of this cream polish over the toe. The Renovating Repair Cream is permanent. The more you polish the shoe, you know, the more that'll blend in. So I'm just applying a little bit of polish here. You know, we've really done a good job kind of filling that in. Again, as you polish the shoe more, that'll continue to blend in, but at least you don't have a big gouge there anymore. So I'm happy with that. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to use the Saphir Medal d'Or Pate Deluxe Wax Polish. The Saphir Pate Deluxe is an absolutely incredible polish. It uses an all-natural pine-based turpentine. You can actually smell the difference in the polish compared to other waxes. And the solvent is going to, again, penetrate the leather. It's going to help nourish. And then the hard waxes that you have in this versus a cream polish are going to continue to build that protective wax barrier and then elevate the shine. So what I like to do is I like to apply a single coat of the hard wax Saphir Pate Luxe wax polish to the entire shoe. And then I'll do 2 or 3 additional coats just on the toes and the heels. Now, the toe and the heel are the hard countered areas of the shoe that don't flex. If you do more than 1 or 2 layers of a hard wax polish across the vamp, what happens is once those hard waxes dry and you walk and flex the vamp, they're going to crack and you're going to end up with a lot of white residue, which is basically just that cracked wax kind of across the vamp of the shoe. Now it's easy to fix. You just buff it off with a shoe or apply some polish, which helps kind of soften those hard waxes and remove them. But as a general rule, 1 layer of wax polish to the entire shoe, and then you can build it up on the toes and the heels, really as much wax as you'd like. The more you polish it, the higher the shine is going to go. And again, you're going to just start with the same kind of circular motions, medium to firm pressure. This is going to further nourish the shoe, but then also the waxes are going to help provide that kind of protective layer. You know, one of the things that I like to do is if you're polishing 3 or 4 pairs of shoes at the same time, it allows the first pair to have dried by the time you're done with the 3rd or 4th. And so it's actually a lot more efficient to sit down and polish a few pairs of shoes than it is to just sit down and polish 1 pair of shoes alone. You know, one of my rituals is actually on the weekend I'll grab a few pairs of shoes, turn on the radio, and try to shine them all together. Or honestly, sometimes even during conference calls, I'll have a pair of shoes at my desk, you know, that I'll work on over a few days, you know, just as I'm on the phone, and I'm able to polish and participate in a conference call just fine. So 3 to 5 minutes, we've allowed that wax polish to dry. I'm going to buff it off with my horsehair brush. Brisk side-to-side motions. And when you really want to work that wax, you know, the friction of the horsehair bristles is what's going to really gloss the hard waxes. And the Saphir Medallion or Pate Luxe is a really special wax. I mean, you know, look at this. Just after 1 coat of the Saphir Pate Luxe wax polish, I mean, we've got just a really nice shine on these shoes. I mean, just after 2 coats of the cream polish, 1 coat of the Pate Luxe wax polish, I mean, these shoes are really looking a lot better. I used a matching light brown polish on the entire shoe, but just to provide a little bit of kind of antiquing on the toes and the heels, I'm going to use a medium brown here. So one of the things to just keep in mind is that the pigment in a wax polish is relatively light and transparent compared to a cream polish. Here's this medium brown polish, and just here, kind of on the toe, I mean, you can hardly even tell, honestly, I'm applying a darker polish. Again, just because this is the hard countered area of the shoe, it's not flexing, and it's traditionally where you would kind of elevate the shine above the rest of the shoes. Again, just here on the heel and the toe. Okay, so we've allowed this wax polish to dry, and I'm just gonna buff it off lightly with this horsehair brush. Okay, so if you want to develop a little bit of a higher gloss shine on the heels than what you're gonna get with a horsehair brush, then what we recommend is taking kind of a cotton shirting. This is the Hanger Project High Shine Chamois, and it's a different technique you're gonna use to really elevate this to a really kind of high gloss. So what I'm gonna do is just a few squirts of water on this chamois. I'm gonna take a few kind of taps of this wax polish, and then what you're gonna do is just begin kind of really polishing that wax polish that you've added using circular motions, light to moderate pressure, a little bit of water. If you have ice cold water, it works even better just because, again, it helps kind of harden those waxes. And we're just gonna try to see if we can take this just a little bit higher than with the horsehair brush alone. Just a tiny amount of polish, a little bit of water, and then you really just want to work this as much as you can to elevate that shine by glissaging those waxes. And if you want the full kind of detail and explanation behind this process, take a look at our mirror gloss tutorial. Okay, so we're done with the polishing. As you can see, I mean, I think these shoes look absolutely fantastic. We've got a nice high gloss shine on the toe, a nice kind of soft shine on the rest of the shoe. Now it is time for one of the most overlooked aspects of a shoe, which are proper shoelaces. I'm going to be using our sovereign grade laces that we have made just for the Hanger Project in Northampton. This is a waxed woven cotton lace. It's really as fine as they come. There's two different methods for the straight lace. One is the straight up method and then the crisscrossed. I strictly prefer the crossed method because I find that it's easier to cinch your shoes tight. So what you do is you start with one end and then you're going to cross over, right? Go up and out and then back down. And there you go, you create that first kind of, or in this case the second, straight across. You alternate again, go across and up, right? And then back down. And then go to the other shoelace, across and up, back down, right? This is gonna go out because that's the end, and then again here, on the other side you're going across. So let's put the shoe tree back in these shoes. So I'm just gonna tie these to see how they look. I'm gonna use the Parisian method. It's twice over, up, right? You loop twice around your finger, take it through, and then pull that tight. Kind of have to play around with it a little bit, just like a bow tie to get it perfect. But look at those. Okay, so the next step is going to be to use a black edge dressing. This is the Fiebing's sole and heel polish that we sell here at the Hanger Project. It's a great beginner edge dressing because it comes with a nice applicator. Just apply this kind of lightly across the edge of the sole. So it's going to go on slightly darker than when it dries, and then one of the things that we're going to do at the end is just apply a little bit of a neutral wax polish to kind of wax this. But what I'm just trying to do is any type of real big discoloration, we just want to fix that. Edge dressings really are permanent leather dyes. You want to be careful not to make contact with the upper. If you do that, try to wipe it off as quickly as possible because it will permanently stain the upper leather. So if you want to bring up the shine of your edges, one of the things that you can use is the Saphir Mirror Gloss, which is a really kind of hard wax. It's got a lower solvent concentration in it than the standard Pate Deluxe. And so you can apply this with the Cotton Chamois and really shine your edges the same way that you would the toe. Okay, just like with all things waxes, you could do this all day if you wanted a higher shine, but we're just gonna do one pass with the mirror gloss. Again, you know, I used the dye in order to saturate the leather, and then a little bit of this mirror gloss wax polish in order to kind of seal it and then provide it a slightly higher shine. Here we are, we're at the end of our $50 challenge. What we did is we started with the Renovateur to condition and clean. Then we used a pigmented Pommadier cream polish, again to kind of recolor, to resaturate that finish. The soft waxes are going to help build that kind of soft matte shine. And then we started using the Renovating repair cream to kind of fill in what was kind of a deeper gouge right there at the toe. And then we started using some of the Saphir Pate Deluxe wax polish, again to build that higher gloss shine on the toe and the heel, add a little bit of a hard wax protective coating on the entire shoe itself. I used a little bit of the mirror gloss on the edges and some of the Fiebing's sole and heel polish to again kind of resaturate those. We replaced the laces with a pair of our Hanger Project Sovereign Grade woven cotton laces, and I think these shoes look absolutely fantastic. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments section below. All these polishes are available on hangerproject.com. We've got extensive tutorials on our YouTube channel if you have any other questions, and I try to get back to everyone personally, so if you have questions, ask them in the comments section. Have you ever bought a pair of shoes on eBay before? If you did, Were you happy? Did it work out? Let us know. So if you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know, we publish videos weekly on how to take care of your wardrobe, your shoes, your clothing. So subscribe so that you can get notifications whenever we release new videos. I'm Kirby Allison, founder of The Hanger Project, and we love helping the well-dressed take care of their clothing. Thanks for joining us.